Now hearing the 911 calls after she was shot and killed inside a car. Local 10's Jolina Esperto was outside the Broward jail in Fort Lauderdale with the calls and new video.
The 911 calls and surveillance video we got our hands on are truly chilling, and this whole situation is just devastating. A TikTok star and a transgender influencer was violently killed, and Broward deputies arrested her.
And another thing, right? Check this out. If you follow me, right? If you follow me, you watch my TikTok only because I date Lala, get the off my page. I don't miss this. I don't like this. I hate everything about this. And that's the God's truth.
3 months ago, probably like 4 months ago, he shot Girlalala already. And she got grazed from the bullet.
Oh, bro, please, I need help. Please, I need help. I look so motherfucker Girlalala. Clear my set. Yams. Put your hands together 3 times and clap. Clock that T.
It was just before 7 p.m. on a quiet Friday evening in Lauderdale Lakes, Florida, when a routine 911 call shattered the calm. "I need help. Please, I need help." Deputies rushed to a car parked on Northwest 37th Street. Inside, they found 21-year-old Maurice Girlalala Harrison, a vibrant TikTok influencer, slumped in the passenger seat, bleeding, motionless and unresponsive. A few frantic moments later, she would be pronounced unalive at a nearby hospital. Her long-term boyfriend, Shanoyd Whyte Jr, was arrested at the scene, a firearm recovered. What began as a verbal argument between 2 people deeply entwined ended in tragedy, leaving fans, friends, and the city asking, how did this loving relationship unravel so violently? Welcome to Crime Mystica. Thank you for being here. If you're new, please hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a story. We're a community of true crime lovers who care about justice, awareness, and staying safe, so welcome and be vigilant. Before that November evening changed everything, Maurice Jaden Harrison, known to the internet as Girlalala, lived a life filled with color, style, and ambition. Born and raised in Pompano Beach, Florida, she was a young transgender woman who carved out a space for herself in a digital world that loved her fearlessness. To her followers, she wasn't just another face on TikTok, she was a burst of personality, someone whose bold wigs, bright aesthetics, and unapologetic energy made her impossible to scroll past. She built her platform from the ground up, working as a hairstylist and wig creator, a craft she took seriously. Every vibrant unit she installed, every tutorial she posted, every quick clip of her lip syncing with an attitude that made people smile, helped her grow into one of South Florida's rising digital creators. On TikTok, she amassed more than 235,000 followers, and thousands more watched her daily life unfold on Instagram. Her audience was loyal, often calling her inspiring, entertaining, and refreshingly real. Maurice embraced her identity fully online. To many in the Black trans community, she represented visibility, a young woman navigating life with confidence while showcasing the art she loved most, hair, beauty, and the freedom of expression. Her videos weren't just about wigs, they were about personality, presence, and connection. Fans felt like they grew with her. They celebrated her transformations, they engaged with her humor, they supported her hustle. Offline, she continued working as a hairstylist, taking appointments, creating custom units, and using her skills to help others feel confident. She balanced her small business grind with content creation, and the 2 worlds fed each other. Clients loved being part of her journey. Followers admired the talent behind the screen. At just 21 years old, Maurice Harrison had already built a name, a brand, and a community. She was rising steadily, visibly, a young woman with dreams larger than the phone screen she broadcasted from. To those who knew her online, she was vibrant. To those who knew her in person, she was hardworking. To both, she was unforgettable. Behind the scenes of her growing online success, Maurice was also navigating a long-term relationship that had become a significant part of her life. She had been involved with 25-year-old Shanoyd Whyte Jr, a man from Lauderdale Lakes, and according to the Broward Sheriff's Office, the two had been together for several years. Their relationship wasn't something she always highlighted online, but it was deeply woven into her private world. To her followers, glimpses of their connections surfaced occasionally, a shared video, moments of affection, small hints that she had someone close to her. But like many relationships kept partly offline, the full story of what their day-to-day looked like wasn't widely known to the public. What investigators would later reveal, though, was that the relationship carried tension. According to arrest documents, Whyte told detectives that he and Maurice had a pattern of frequent arguments, including one earlier on the same day. Everything unfolded. One of her resurfaced videos, which gained renewed attention after the incident, showed Maurice with a cut under her eye, casually mentioning that we always fight. That clip, once just another moment in her feed, became a haunting piece of the larger timeline, a window into a relationship that appeared complicated, private, and strained in ways her audience never fully understood. This connection, this long-standing bond between them, would become central to the events of November 14th. The person she had spent years with, the man closest to her that day, is the same person deputies would later take into custody. And understanding that relationship, how long they were together, how they interacted, and the tension confirmed by authorities, is critical to understanding the tragedy that would follow. The evening of November 14th had started like any other, but by 6:50 p.m, emergency responders were racing toward the 3300 block of Northwest 37th Street in Lauderdale Lakes. Broward County Regional Communications had received a frantic call reporting someone needing urgent medical attention inside a vehicle. When deputies arrived, they found Maurice Harrison seated in the front passenger seat of a car. She had suffered multiple gunshot wounds. Her body was unresponsive, and the vehicle was soaked in blood. The seat, the floorboard, and even the area just outside the open passenger door bore evidence of the struggle that had occurred moments earlier. Paramedics immediately transported Maurice to Broward Health Medical Center, but despite their efforts, she was later pronounced unalive. At the scene, officers detained her boyfriend, Shanoyd Whyte Jr., who had placed the emergency call. The authorities recovered a firearm from the vehicle, securing it as critical evidence for the investigation. According to the Broward Sheriff's Office, the incident had followed a verbal argument between Maurice and Whyte that escalated into a physical confrontation inside the car. Whyte later told detectives that the fight began when Maurice allegedly pulled his hair. Investigators also reviewed surveillance footage from the surrounding area, which captured chilling details. The video shows Whyte stepping out of the car holding what appeared to be a firearm while Maurice leaned out of the passenger door. He then pushed her back inside the vehicle. Shortly after, Whyte is seen making a phone call, the same 911 call that would summon deputies. Deputies described Whyte as visibly distressed when they arrived, screaming into the phone and calling for help. The 911 audio captures his urgent plea. "I need help! Please, I need help! Hurry up and get here!" With the scene documented, the firearm recovered, and Whyte in custody, detectives began the painstaking process of reconstructing the final moments of Maurice Harrison's life. Every second, every motion inside that vehicle, and every piece of evidence collected that night would later become crucial in understanding the tragedy that had unfolded. With Whyte in custody, the Broward Sheriff's Office immediately began a thorough investigation into the events of November 14th. Detectives collected forensic evidence from the vehicle, including blood samples, fingerprints, and the recovered firearm. Every detail, from the placement of the weapon to the trajectory of the shots, was meticulously documented. Investigators also analysed surveillance footage from nearby businesses and residences. In the video, Whyte is seen stepping out of the vehicle, holding what appears to be a firearm, while Maurice leans out of the passenger door. The footage shows him pushing her back inside before the 911 call is made. These frames became central to the case, providing a visual timeline of the confrontation. The 911 call itself was another critical piece of evidence. In the recording, Whyte's voice is frantic. "I need help! Please, I need help! Hurry up and get here!" Authorities used it to confirm the timeline of events and to understand his immediate state following the incident. Interviewing Whyte, detectives recorded that he acknowledged a verbal argument with Maurice earlier in the day, claiming that the situation escalated physically inside the vehicle. He admitted that Maurice had allegedly pulled his hair but did not provide specifics on how the firearm discharged. By combining forensic data, video evidence, and witness statements, detectives began piecing together the precise sequence of the night's events. Every element, the position of Maurice in the passenger seat, the state of the vehicle, and Whyte's own actions, contributed to a factual reconstruction of what led to her being found unalive. The investigation also included interviews with friends, family, and community members to better understand Maurice's life, her relationship with Whyte, and any possible warning signs leading up to the incident. This comprehensive approach ensured that the authorities had a clear, documented picture of the circumstances surrounding that night in Lauderdale Lakes. Maurice Harrison's family was devastated when they received the news of her passing. Friends and relatives rushed to Broward Health Medical Center, desperate for any update, only to be met with the grim reality. Law enforcement confirmed the tragic details, explaining that Maurice had been found in the front passenger seat of a vehicle with multiple gunshot wounds and was later pronounced unalive. In the hours and days following the incident, her family began making arrangements for funeral services and sought support from the community. A GoFundMe campaign was established to help cover funeral expenses, and the response was immediate and overwhelming. Donations quickly totaled tens of thousands of dollars, reflecting the deep impact Maurice had made on her online followers and in her personal community. Members of Maurice's family described her as a vibrant, ambitious, and hard-working young woman. They spoke of her dedication to her craft as a hairstylist and wig influencer, as well as the joy and confidence she brought to those around her. The tragedy also drew attention from friends in the social media community. Many shared heartfelt tributes on TikTok and Instagram, emphasizing Maurice's creativity, energy, and role as a visible and inspiring figure for the Black transgender community. Public figures, including rapper JT from City Girls, contributed to the GoFundMe, highlighting the importance of awareness and protection for transgender women in the region. While the community grieved, authorities continued their investigation, meticulously reviewing evidence and statements to ensure that every detail of that night was documented. The combination of law enforcement work, public attention, and family advocacy ensured that Maurice's story was told accurately, honouring her life while keeping focus on the facts surrounding the incident. The tragic passing of Maurice Harrison has sparked broader conversations about domestic violence, particularly in relationships involving transgender individuals. Media outlets and advocacy groups have highlighted how this case underscores the risks faced by trans women in intimate relationships, where dynamics of control, tension, or conflict can escalate dangerously. Experts and community members note that Maurice's story raises awareness about vulnerability and the need for systemic protections. Discussions have emerged around the importance of recognizing warning signs, providing safe spaces, and ensuring that marginalized individuals receive the support they need. At the same time, the case has prompted calls for greater understanding of relationship dynamics within the transgender community and for more public dialogue about how intimate conflicts can turn tragic. Advocates stress that while social media often highlights success, visibility, and joy, the risks and struggles behind closed doors are real and often overlooked until it's too late. Even though Shanoyd Whyte Jr. is arrested and charged, many questions about the tragic events remain unanswered. Investigators continue to examine the precise sequence that led to Maurice Harrison being found unalive. Authorities are reviewing surveillance footage, 911 call recordings, and forensic evidence to fully reconstruct the moments inside the vehicle. Detectives are also looking into whether there were any prior incidents or documented arguments that could indicate a pattern of conflict or violence. While some videos posted by Maurice suggested tension in the relationship, investigators have not publicly confirmed additional reports of abuse or confrontations leading up to the night of November 14th. Further evidence, including witness statements or newly discovered video footage, may shape the trajectory of the case. Authorities are methodically piecing together all available information to determine how the confrontation escalated to its fatal conclusion. The possibility of the case going to trial depends on how these findings are compiled and presented by prosecutors. Meanwhile, Maurice's family, her friends, and her online community remain engaged with the ongoing investigation. They are seeking justice, hoping that the legal process will provide answers, accountability, and a clearer understanding of the circumstances surrounding her passing. The case continues to be a focal point for both law enforcement and the community, emphasizing the importance of following every lead and examining every piece of evidence with care. Maurice Harrison's story is a stark reminder of how fragile life can be, even for those who appear vibrant, successful, and full of promise. A rising social media star, a talented hairstylist, and a beloved member of the online community, she was taken at just 21 in a shocking and deeply personal way. Beyond her followers and fame, her passing leaves a family grieving, friends heartbroken, and a community shaken. This case also highlights the broader reality of risk and vulnerability in intimate relationships, particularly for transgender women. It underscores the need for awareness, support, and vigilance when conflicts arise, and the importance of recognizing warning signs before situations escalate. Conversations sparked by Maurice's death continue to emphasize protection, understanding, and systemic change for marginalized individuals. While the investigation continues and the legal process unfolds, her story remains a somber call to reflect on relationships, safety, and the human cost. As we close this story, let Girlalala's case serve as a powerful reminder. Behind every screen, every smile, and every post, there can be struggles we don't see. Look out for the people you love, and never ignore the signs when something feels wrong. Your awareness could save a life. Thank you for watching. Your support helps keep these stories alive and ensures they reach the people who need to hear them. If you found this documentary helpful or eye-opening, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps spread awareness and allows this channel to continue bringing you more true crime stories that inform, protect, and shed light on the realities many face. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and I'll see you in the next one.